Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Gloria. Thank you so much for stopping by. For everyone who has taken out time to subscribe to this channel, honestly, I'm very grateful. Thank you for starting this with me. And if you're new here, please do not hesitate. Don't hold back. Go ahead. Click the subscribe button, like the video. If you find it useful, like and become a part of this growing communities. Now here on this channel, I talk about my faith, motherhood, relationship, which is what I love to talk about all the time, parenting, general life issues. So if this is the kind of content you'd like to see, please come. Let's grow this together, yeah? Now without further ado, I'm just going to dive into talking about how to understand that your kids are totally different human beings. Now it's not news. A lot of times, many parents know this as a fact that kids are different. But when it comes to actually expressing this in a practical form, when they have to deal with certain scenarios that would arise amongst their children, it's like they tend to forget that these kids are different, yeah? Now, it's amazing how God created human beings. Personally, I would say that every human being is a single specie on his own or her own. We are all different, yeah? We're wired differently. We follow through very unique biological processes when we were being formed as humans in our mother's wombs. Even monozygotic twins who are said to be genetically identical still differ. So what do we want to hear? What exactly? So we're all different. So how are you able to deal with your children knowing at the back of your minds that these kids are different? They're not the same and they cannot be the same. Okay, so if you have been expecting your kids to behave in the same way or have the same personalities or understand issues the same way, react the same way, then you've been doing it the wrong way. So what do you do when you want to really be able to connect with your children as separate human beings? The first thing you want to do is to really know who your child is and understand their personalities. Now, it goes beyond knowing what their favorite food is, their favorite cartoon character, best clothes, best color, best whatever. It goes way beyond that. So you need to be able to understand who they really are, their personalities, what are their thought patterns, who are they becoming, what is their character basically like. Now, you can tell the character of a child because from age 0 to 5, trust me, they are in their formation period and their character and their personalities are being formed. At age 5, a child's personality is almost completely formed. So you can tell who your child is becoming. Now, being intentional and paying close attention to understanding who your child is would help you connect with your child better. Anyone can actually parent a child. Anyone who has what it takes can actually parent a child. But not everyone can make good impacts in the life of a child and connect with a child. If you have 3 kids or 2 kids, as the case may be, then you might be thinking to having one-on-one relationship with each one of them. So if I have a relationship with my child number 1, I should be able to have a personal relationship with my child number 2, my child number 3, as many as I have, okay? Now, it is when you're able to build this personal relationship, trust me, guys, that you can make good impact and have an influence over the life of that child, positively, of course. All right, so you need to know that they are different beings. You need to understand their personalities. You need to know them. Now, growing up in my neighborhood, I grew up in a neighborhood where everybody watched out for everybody else. We all knew ourselves. It was a small, close community. Yeah. Now, a child may be doing something wrong, and another parent from another household could correct that child, irrespective of the fact that he or she is not the biological parent to that child. All right. Now the difference lies in the fact that you, as a biological parents, how are you able to connect, make impacts, and know because you know who your child is? So that's very key for me. So you need to begin to strive. If you have not known that before, or you have not been doing that, then please, I need you to begin to do that today. Begin to understand your kids, begin to know them deeply on a deeper level, not at a shallow level, and begin to connect with them. Be able to build personal relationship, not just a general, oh, these are all my kids. Be able to connect one-on-one. Having said that, another thing you want to consider is not to compare your kids. Comparing kids, it's something you should not do at all. Because when you begin to compare kids, then you begin to make more harm as to doing any good. Because what it does to a child is, it actually makes the child lose self-worth. The child begins to see themselves as less worthy, okay? The child begins to even lose esteem in the worst case scenario. So you wouldn't want to compare your kids amongst their siblings. You wouldn't want to compare, oh, look at what child A is doing. Oh, you're not like your sister. Oh, your brother is better off. Your brother does things this way. You don't ever do this way. He thinks like this. You shouldn't do that so verbally and without even considering the emotions of that child. Now, that really would break the child and make the child feel less worthy. In the long run, you would not get the best of that child, because the child begins to feel inferior and less worthy and begins to feel that, oh, I can't amount to anything. After all, my sibling is better off than myself. So you wouldn't want to compare. Another thing you want to do is you want to be able to know what works and what does not work. Okay, so having understood that your kids are different, then what strategies am I able to come up with to dealing with them as individuals? Now, in that case, you need to be able to know what works for child A and what works for child B. Okay, so because they are different, the same strategies may most likely not work for them. Now, I'm talking about how to deal with their behaviors or their characters or things that they do as kids, yeah? So for one child, having conversations may work. For another child, using the reward and consequence strategy may also work. All right, so you need to really understand what works and what does not work per child. Another thing you want to do is you need to give them time. Yes. So time, they say, heals, yeah? Now, for some kids, they outgrow certain behaviors. So you need to watch and see, is this behavior something that my child may outgrow with time? So some children, as they get mature, as they grow, they actually outgrow some characters. And then another thing, or the final thing on my list, is you want to fuel your kids' strength and you want to support their weaknesses. So fueling their strength, is there something they are very good at? You want to fuel it. You want to encourage it. You want to make them know, yes, they can be best at it. If there's anything your kids are good at, you have their strengths, please go ahead and fuel their strength. Let them know they are unique because they have a particular strength. Let them know that that strength forms part of their uniqueness. Okay, and if they have a weakness, let them also know that that weakness forms part of their uniqueness, but then you can try to support them and see how you can bring the best out of them. So basically, a child's strength and their weaknesses form part of who they are. So if you found this useful, if you found this encouraging, if you found this video useful, please go ahead, click on the like button, share with your friends and family. Give me a thumbs up if you like. I hope you like, and then I'll see you in my next video. Thank you and bye for now.